Good morning. We are back on another edition of QTV this morning, and taking a cup of coffee. You are ready to conquer your day? Well, this morning it's the program for you. I'm joined by Julde Njai. Julde, good morning.
Good morning, Valde.
How are you feeling today?
Alhamdulillah.
Wow, that sound. I mean, good. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
We give thanks.
Yeah.
Indeed.
But Mr. Ali, allow me to introduce you. I mean, this is my platform, not your platform. You're just a guest here.
You got him here.
That is what it is. Good morning, Mr. Ade. You can now come in.
I can come in now. Good morning. Sometimes one can't help but jump in.
Yeah, you want to chip in.
But
I know.
Yeah, just chip in and contribute to the compliment, because you're right. I mean, it was a nice and bright, but people are watching now and they're like, is that really Julde? Because she didn't say, and good morning to our beautiful viewers. She didn't say any of that. So, they're wondering if it's the real Julde.
Yeah.
But it is the real Julde.
But you did not give me the opportunity to do so.
It's my fault.
Yes.
Today, Mr. Ade is really mesmerizing this program. I don't know why. I hope.
You know I love being on this program.
Yeah.
I enjoy being on this program.
Yeah, so, Julde.
Yeah, so good morning to our viewers from wherever you're watching us. You know that I cannot start this day without greeting you. You are our fans and you're the reason why we are doing this.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you're the real deal.
Yeah.
It's true. And I have to say, I was going to give a specific shout out, but I'll give a general shout out to all the people who've accosted me in the street and said, we really enjoy this program. So keep watching and keep telling your friends to watch as well.
Especially to the lady that came to the office yesterday and said to Mr. Ade, oh, you are very intelligent.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go there, but you did. But it happened.
No, she needs to know personal. I mean, she needs to know this is directed to her. So we appreciate sometimes when you come over and tell us, oh, Balde, you are the one that does well Tare on QTV. I love that.
Yeah. and I received that a lot. Like I go to events and people tell me, where is Mr. Ade? That guy is straightforward, he's smart. Or people will tell me he's blonde.
There are specific
Say
people.
it as it is.
There are specific people that are on the minds and the mouth of the people. Mr. Mboj, Mr. Ade, Aliou Cisse, these are people that people ask for all the time, when we meet with them.
Yes, and also shout out to our security personnel who are on the roads at the moment with their guns and everything, stopping the cars. But it's quite gratifying when they see me, oh, Governor! And, they give me a salute. So it's nice. Thank you. I appreciate it. Because obviously they also watch QTV.
Exactly. I mean, we have a lot of newspaper review guests on this program. The reason why we chose you, it's because I think, Mr. Ade, you have that vibe whereby you connect even with the younger ones. At some point, there are things that we share. You know how to go about them. You understand? So I think that's a good vibe there.
I always tell people, I always try and remember that even though I'm old now, I was young once. And I try never to forget that. So maybe that's why. But sometimes we forget that we were young once upon a time.
Exactly. Yeah, so on the program, we'll be taking a look at the African proverb. And of course, we would be doing the newspaper review, and our guest is Mr. Ade Drame. And from there, we will be talking to the Q Group Foundation. And generally, we'll be talking about the work they do, the foundation itself. And Mr. Omar Let will be here, to take us through. Then we'll be talking to National Agricultural Research Institute, NARI. Yeah. They did a lot of technological, well,
about using technology,
a lot of technology stuff,
and so on. Yeah.
So they will also be on the platform. Yes. So our program is running orderless today because I can't access the running order.
Okay.
Yeah. So
my machine which has it is backing up. It's telling me.
Except and until if I
shouldn't really admit that, but it's the truth. I mean, I was going to drop in a BBC proverb.
Yes. And we send our heartfelt condolences to the family of Madani Senghor. He was a Navy officer and very pragmatic when it comes to his job. And, a Commodore. Yes, it's important for us to recognize our people, and the efforts they've been doing. Because, taking that risk, I mean, to enlist into the service itself, it's another thing. I mean, you are risking your life for your country. You understand? So all these people, the ones that passed away from yesterday, I mean, there was another lady too that passed away from the Gambia Police Force by the name Day.
Yes.
I am not sure of the surname, but yes, I mean, we are sending our heartfelt condolences to the family and Gorgi Mbub as well, you know, which who was laid to rest yesterday. Now, the program continues.
Sure.
Yeah, so you have the African proverb?
I don't have the African proverb that we
Can
should
you
have
put the
on
African
screen,
proverb
but if
for
we
us
don't,
on the
I saw a
screen?
brilliant one on the BBC this morning, and it said a speech without a proverb is like a stew without salt. But I don't know whether that's the one we have. But it should be. It's like a stew without salt. But
A stew?
Yeah, yes, a stew. You know,
Mr. Ade, really?
Without salt?
Really?
is that a speech without a proverb is like a stew without salt?
No, for me, I don't have a problem with the proverb.
Yeah.
I have a problem with the stew.
STEW.
For
Right.
more than 30 years, I've been saying stew. Oh, it's stew. It's so it's stew.
Stew.
It's not stew. I've been fooling myself for 30 years.
I'm sure nobody can tell the difference.
Yeah,
Stupid
I think
me,
this just
stupid
goes
me,
to
look
say
at
our
this.
yesterday's proverb, you know, it is but it's proving that to us.
Anyway, my colleagues, it's not stew, it's stew.
And it's not silo, it's silo, by the way. It's not silo, it's silo, SILO.
Oh my
which
God.
I hear. And it's not buffer, it's buffer.
I'm not
As
involved.
in buffer zone.
It's not Buba zone.
I
It's
think we
buffer.
should have a segment.
No, no,
like-
no, no, no. Come on. What do
And
you
it's
mean?
not temporal, it's temporary.
You mean it's not buffer
Please.
zone?
Yeah, it's not buffer zone.
How do you call it?
Buffer.
Buffer.
Buffer. Buffer
Buffer
zone.
I
It's
think
buffer
we
zone.
should have a
And it's not
a 2-minute
Alliance
segment
Franco,
on this.
it's Alliance Française. So whilst we're
I
on the
bet you.
topic, let's go there.
President Jammeh call it buffer zone.
I'm sure.
Adam Barrow
Buffer
call it buffer zone.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Our ministers are calling it buffer zone. You
Yes.
said it's buffer.
And also, whilst we're on the topic, I won't name names, but it is not Banjul, it's Banjul. There's an L at the end, not an N. So all of those you keep saying Banjul, that's not what it's called. I'm sorry. So do you want me to
Banjul.
name some more?
Is it not Dakar?
Dakar.
It's
It's not
Dakar.
Dakar, it's Dakar.
It's Dakar.
Dakar.
It's Senegal?
And it's not Senegal, it's Senegal.
It's Senegal?
Guys, Aliu, I think we should have a special segment on this because this is
Absolutely.
very interesting.
It's not
Absolutely.
pronunciation.
It's pronunciation, of course. Yeah.
No, I'm
I have a
done.
question.
I'm
Someone
done with
just
this
asked me, I have a
program.
question.
The program, I'm
You
done.
better not walk off.
So I have been fooling myself all this while.
I think we've all been fooling
I
ourselves.
have to go back
Is
to
it
school.
question or question?
Question.
Question.
Is it
It's
not?
question.
Is
And
it?
the other one that comes up very often is it often or often? And some people say often, some say often. And you know, the T is silent.
It's how do you pronounce it?
I say often, but
Often.
many people say often.
It's often?
Yes, often.
Have fun.
There is a village.
And
Often
debt,
time.
I went to-
debt and debt.
Nah.
I heard them debating
I
in
went
the
to-
parliament, and many people
I
saying
went
debt.
to I went to a
The B
village,
is silent.
a community.
Yeah,
I went for cell-side launching, Q-cell cell-side launching.
right.
I met people who pronounce Q-cell as Chui-cell.
No way.
Fana,
Chui-cell.
fanas.
No,
Bijola.
He's not naming names.
I went to another village, they pronounce it as Kim-cell.
You're just making stuff up now.
No, honestly,
Please.
honestly. So the African proverb, Mr.
The
Ade,
real one, not
Yes.
the one I gave.
not this stew.
Not the stew one.
When the lion is ill, the mosquito does the cupping or cooping.
Really?
Is it cupping or cooping? I don't want to be in trouble. So take either cupping or cooping. Take one.
I don't even know what that means.
When the lion
cupping?
is ill, the mosquito does the.
Cupping. It's
Okay.
double P.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I mentioned one of them,
It's
so
double
take
P,
one.
Cupping. But cupping meaning what?
Maybe cupping. Maybe
When the
it
lion
means
is
the
ill.
act of removing blood from someone's body.
Eh?
You understand?
Wow. Maybe.
No. Remember, mosquito drinks blood.
Yes.
You understand? So when the lion is ill, obviously, the mosquito will have the chance to...
As somebody posted.
Can we go online, please?
Somebody posted.
I'll have to search for... I'll have to search for this word.
Cupping? What's cupping?
Yeah.
They've completely lost us there. Normally the proverb loses us because we don't know what it means.
Okay.
But here we have a word, we don't know what the word means.
So it's telling you
to cup.
cupping meaning.
Cupping?
Aha! That's what the Chinese does. The act of taking a particular object, putting it on your body to draw blood, the bad blood from your body.
Like they do
It's called cupping. So
yes,
you want to tell me you don't know?
I know the thing. I never knew that's what it was called. I can confess to that.
You don't know? I knew
don't.
this long time.
I don't. Of course you did. Which is why you told us at the beginning.
That's 1-0 there.
Which is why he didn't tell us when the thing came.
That's why I'm called the VJ.
Yeah,
I'm here to edit the editors.
To educate.
Yeah, so we are keeping it light. It's Thursday. It's coming to the end of the week. Our weekend starts from today.
Yeah.
For us, it's Thursday. So we are keeping it light. It's not going to be more professional. Sometimes professionalism is heavy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, and
You put it,
lightness
take
is
it light,
heavy
my
too.
brother.
And this
Take
is
it light.
the morning dose, so you need to.
We want
have
people to
put
wake up
smile on
and with a
people's
smile.
face.
Exactly. I mean, and for those who, you know, they might be late in leaving to go to work and they're watching. Yes, you know, at least these people have given me something joyous to you know, send me on my way. So yeah, of course.
So cupping, the mosquito does the cupping.
Yeah, well, the mosquito does the cupping all the time, even when the lion is. So, you know, but somebody posted last week, said, look, Mr. Mosquito, we know you have to bite, but do you have to make that silly noise in our ears as well?
I hate that.
You know,
I think that one is done by the Culex mosquito. You know, we have Anopheles mosquito and the Culex.
Anopheles, yes.
So I hate that sound. It's
that's
better for
the
you
most
to...
annoying. Just bite me and get away with it.
Yeah, and I think the ones that
don't
makes
sing.
the sound is the one that does not have the bacteria.
It's the female mosquito.
Female mosquito.
The female mosquito make
Just
make the
the
noise.
noise.
Yeah,
Just
so,
the same.
so
But
we are not
we are
surprised.
harmless.
It's
The
a
good
female
thing is the
mosquito.
female mosquitoes are harmless.
Yeah, but they make a lot of
the
noise.
silent ones are dangerous.
They're the ones that bring malaria. Yes.
All right, so I mean, interesting, Mr. Ade. I think there is nothing that we should. I mean, I don't think we need to waste our time much on the proverb.
On the cupping one, but it's I mean, as I've said, I mean, you know, mosquitoes, they do their thing regardless whether there's a lion or there isn't one. But I guess it's drawing an analogy with, you know, when the cat's away, the mice will play, that kind of thing. So yeah.
True.
An interesting one. Now
So-
that I know that what cupping is.
I'm surprised you don't know what cupping
I
is.
certainly don't. I certainly
Honestly,
don't.
I
No,
knew cupping
no.
since I was going to primary school.
I have no doubt you do. I have no doubt you do. In fact, you probably invented the word.
Yeah, so cupping is from the word cup,
To cup, of course. No, I
It's
get
from
that.
cup.
I get that.
because the object they use is more of a cup.
It is.
They use it to draw blood from your body.
Yeah.
So that's
That's
it.
Yes.
We'll take a short break. After the break, the program will continue. We'll be right back.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. Five G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning fast download and upload speeds, you'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected. Juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
We are back, and this is QTV This Morning, and we are back now. Let's talk about farming, Mr. Ade.
Oh,
you know, which
must
is
we?
very significant.
Yes.
I mean, I think farming, it's the importance of farming cannot be overemphasized. I mean, what I've realized in the Gambia, most people here, they depend on things that are imported to this country. Onion, you know, vegetable. In fact, now we import our vegetables from Senegal, you know. So, what about if you farm them for yourself? The likes of onion, it takes you 3 months to harvest. So if you start today, before 3 months, maybe you can have at least 10, 15 bags of onion, and it will not take you much to do that at your backyard. Then it will reduce the cost. You know, fighting poverty, to eradicate poverty. Yes, to eradicate poverty, Mr. Ade, it needs commitment. You have to be ready to do it. You understand? But for us Gambians,
commitment from whom?
From yourself. You need to be committed.
From the citizens.
Yes, everybody.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah. So that's the problem that we have. I mean, I think we don't believe in doing it for ourselves. We believe in buying and importing in this country.
It's a difficult one, because I'm not sure it's a case of we believe in that. That's the situation we find ourselves in now. Because you hear government officials and even people from international organizations talk about food self-sufficiency. During COVID-19, when boats couldn't ply the seas and planes couldn't fly to different countries, that should have been the wake-up call for Gambia and other countries that import heavily, that maybe it's time we got serious about food self-sufficiency and start farming the stuff that we eat. Let's grow it ourselves. Grow your own. We're trying to get there, but because we've allowed this dependency culture on imports to grow to such an extent, the push to farm for self-sufficiency just hasn't been there. But it needs to be there. You're right, because if we're serious as a country, then we can't keep importing, because it costs a lot. Imagine the fact that they've had to ship it from somewhere to somewhere else, and then you go and buy it from them. Of course they'll charge you whatever, because they know you're not going to get it from anywhere else. But if they know you've got your own, then there's a saving there. So we're going towards that, but it's going to be a long road. It's not going to happen overnight. Julde?
Long and bumpy road indeed.
It could be. It could be. I mean,
and we have all it takes as a country really to be food self-sufficient as far as agriculture is concerned. We have fresh water here. We have the land. In as much as climate change has impacted a lot of these lands, but still we have land that where we can farm compared to other countries who are experiencing drought and others. We don't have that here. So really, I think we stand a chance as a country to do well in agriculture. That is, if we are serious about taking agriculture seriously. Over time we come and say the central government needs to do this, it needs to do that, but individually, what are we doing to change the narrative? I know that in the village, we don't have a lot there, but they depend on what they are eating. They depend on agriculture. My village, for instance, rice cultivation, groundnut right now, if you go there, maize and others, they cultivated it. They have it in abundance. They don't have to depend on Senegal or any other country to actually feed themselves. So I think as a country, we really need to make best use of the opportunity that we have.
Well, you did a story about the fact that we don't make use of the River Gambia.
River Gambia.
There it is, we have it there, and we're not using it to the extent that we should in terms of transportation. We moved away from, you used to have all these wharf towns along the river. They're now all fallen into disrepute and disrepair because, because, we started using the roads instead to transport goods rather than along the river. And, look, we know how dangerous our roads are. And also in your report, it said that, even when they do use the river, they bring stuff to the port of Banjul. They're fully laden and they go back empty. They should think, okay, if I'm going back, let me take stuff back.
Something.
And so, but we don't do that. We don't do that. Instead, the stuff that's there at the port, somebody's going to put on a truck and then go on these dangerous roads that we have. The river's far less dangerous, and yet we don't use it. And we should.
Absolutely.
Well, I just think we should just talk about it so that people can, at least, even though it's going to be little, maybe at your backyard, put something there. Even when it's going to be tomato, just put it there.
Well, this is it. I think the trick that people are missing is that farming could end up being quite lucrative. You could end up going into farming if it's large-scale farming and end up very rich. But people don't see it as that. Somebody who their brother sends them $2,500 and says take the back away, rather than buy a piece of land and farm it. They wouldn't think along those lines. But the money you could probably make from that, if it's a going concern, it's probably more than you make when you go to wherever you're trying to go, if you get there. I mean, we know how many people die trying to get in this sort of irregular migration journey. You probably make more money here than wherever you're going to go and work on some job that you don't have the skills to get anything better. So we need to consider this, and we need to get it into our heads that,
There was a time people believed apples cannot grow in the Gambia. I mean, we believed our land is not good, it's not fertile enough to accommodate the growing of apples in the Gambia. For many years we've been living like that, with that concept. No, they cannot grow, they cannot grow. But at some point, someone break that chain. I mean, there's a guy that grew apples in the
guy
Gambia,
who grew strawberries,
and it produced fruits.
Yeah, the guy who grows strawberries.
Definitely.
Yeah,
so a lot of things can be done here.
As Julda says, we have the land and we have the water supply. What's stopping us?
What's stopping us?
Yeah. And this
Sometimes
it's a mental block and a thing that we need to break.
Decolonize the mind.
Well, this is true. This is true. It's about that,
The mind. Tomorrow it's Point newspaper's anniversary.
Okay.
Yes, I mean, I was talking to
Are you inviting them
Baba
in?
Haidara. No, I am invited personally to go and attend the party.
Okay.
It's going to be a discussion and a party as well.
He's trying to tell us that he was invited, but we weren't.
Yes,
But
so
anyway,
it's important. It's important to recognize Point newspaper. I mean, the significance they played. I mean, before the coming of televisions in the Gambia, I mean, they've been writing. They played a very important role in pursuing our dictator as well. I can remember there was a particular heading on the Point newspaper who killed Deda Haidara.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean,
ages.
all the time when you buy the Point newspaper, you see that. So after the revolution from the TRRC, that's the time they changed the caption. Jammeh ordered the killing of Deda Haidara.
That's right.
So I think
which is what is still.
Yes, I think they played a very significant role. So tomorrow is their anniversary. I'm not saying it to invite everybody. I'm
which
just mentioning
anniversary? Do you know how many years? Or you don't?
Well, for that, it's not clear.
You don't know, okay.
Because I just spoke to Baba briefly on the phone.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Happy anniversary to them.
Well, yes.
Yes.
However many
they are our
years it
colleagues,
is.
Uncle Papsen and the whole team.
Yes, indeed. Papsen, who is a regular watcher of QTV News.
Yes, yes. I mean, the road exercise is still on. They are still demolishing.
They are.
I mean, but sometimes there is a little bit of tussle between residents and the team, the task force on the ground.
Not sometimes, almost every day.
I've watched videos. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, because we have become used to, when you've become used to being somewhere and setting up an illegal structure. In fact, we're going to be doing a story here on QTV, because there are certain places you go to now and the whole landscape has changed because of all these structures that have been removed. If you think of somewhere like Cafe Denmark and that whole strip where they are, all those restaurants and bars and so on, all that had this kind of awning stretching out towards the road, they've all been stripped away. And so we're going to be doing a story about that. We'll be speaking to some of the owners. What has this meant? There's a place called Aboki Suya where people used to chill, watch football, and they had this covering that came out to the street, and they had this big screen TV. That's all gone now. They've had to remove the TV because there's no covering and people can't sit out there anymore. So it's having an effect. It's having an impact. And of course, the people there, they're losing custom. So we need to speak to them as well. You know,
well, for me, the only issue that I have is the consistency. I mean, whether they would be able to maintain that trend. I mean, I'm seeing there are locations that, you know, people are going back. Yesterday, I drive along Serekunda. I saw people going back to
the road,
the same locations
where they've been. And we talked about that. Is this sustainable? You remove these people, and unless you patrol these places 24/7, people start drifting back and drifting. And we know what our culture is. You know, today 2 people drift back. You come back in 6 months, 100 people have drifted back. Yeah. So, you know, unless you're going to enforce it, don't do it in the first place. Otherwise, it's just a photo opportunity. It needs to be something serious and something sustainable.
True.
And you have to wonder where the sustainability is. You know. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ade. I mean,
Pleasure.
for
You didn't even let me get into any of the newspapers.
reviewing
but,
these
you know,
papers with us.
Yeah.
I mean,
He came up with
I had
his
them.
own newspaper.
I had
Yes.
them. You
we
were
are
just
to,
making up
we are
stuff.
going to another segment.
I
You've
know.
already exhausted your time.
I know.
So we are sending you away from this program.
I'm going away.
See you on Monday.
I might decide I don't want to come on Monday.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
really?
of the way he
Really?
sent you away.
I might decide that. You know, I have 4 newspapers,
No,
and
please
I didn't
don't.
even get to.
Please,
I
I
didn't
mean,
even get to
no,
go
okay,
into
now.
one. But anyway,
do
the
it
time
for-
we've
do it for
exhausted.
the viewers.
No, I can't.
Not for me.
No. There's another segment.
But for the viewers. So we'll be taking a short break. After the break, then we'll be talking to Mr. Omar Lett of the Q Group Foundation. Let's take a look at the inside of the Q Group Foundation. Is significant. They've been doing a lot of things. So we need to delve into those lot of things to know some of them. We'll be back.
QCell mooy suñu boss QCell mooy suñu boss QCell mooy suñu boss soro go ebe dawa full network suuta tili QCell ni lafta demla wati jamala mune diyata QCell most reliable network jumala geta wati QCell wo quality man nyon soto jam ona manke QCell hani be wuloni farole kono walante be bakono jala fayola network ko se taria QCell suñu boss ñu fi njëkk a indi 3G ñu dellu taxi 4G plus and now we bring you 5G 5G first and only 5G provider itella follow adi doron nesa keno Gambia bela nyon tawo fele QCell ko fasunta buka busi QCell itella molti milka kukutol nati Gambia QCell meta lori la kilianol yele imanyina amanda wala itella ka quality dila dadi ma itelle silo wala wodol mume be keno ma QCell suñu boss QCell suñu boss QCell suñu boss QCell suñu boss connection be bambandi QCell suñu boss QCell most innovative QCell suñu boss
You're watching QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Abalde. Now to the second segment of the program. We'll be talking to Mr. Omar Lett from the Q Group Foundation. And we'll be talking about some of the activities of the Q Group over the years. Mr. Lett, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, it's good to have you here,
Balde.
Mr. Lett.
Oh, it's my pleasure to
I
be
think this
here.
is the second time of you coming on this platform. Or have you been here previously?
Yeah, this is the second time.
This is the second time. I can remember when I think the fire incident, the Q Group donated something and you were on this platform.
That's
you
right.
know.
That's right.
So once again, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. Mr. Lett, please, can you take us through what the Q Group Foundation does? What does it stand for?
Well, good morning, viewers. Good morning, everyone. The Q Group Foundation, as the philanthropic arm of the Q Group of companies, does so many things. It gives back to society. You know, it ensures that we give support, particularly in about 4 areas: education, health, entrepreneurship, as well as, you know, giving back to society. You know, for example, in the case of disasters and the like. Of late, we've just 2 days back, we've just donated some material to the Muslim high school for their science laboratories and the like, worth almost 200,000. In fact, in addition to that, we'll be giving them about 10 computers for the science lab, knowing that, you know, science is one of the backbone of, you know, development, especially for a developing country like the Gambia. We need a lot of scientists, and there is competition to get them. So if we don't give to the students what they need to have hands-on, to be interested, to be motivated, then they will all go away, because there is high competition for people that are interested in science and who are doing very well in science. So that's the main reason. Secondly, we know that the Muslim high school is alma mater for some of our key managers in the Q group of companies. The other thing is about fire disaster. This thing is becoming, we've been getting a frequent news that fire outrage has happened here and there. Unfortunately, mainly due to electrical problems. Well, a few of them are because of negligence and so on, but some of them just happen by accident.
True.
Of late, just yesterday, we went over to the Firdaus Islamic boarding school, where they had a fire incident, and it ate up everything, including doors, windows, and so on. So we went over there. We saw the principal and probably the proprietor, Jibril Ba, and we were able to give some donation. The main reason why we give these donations is that A, it removes the shock. B, it gives them hope. C, it motivates other people, other people who are well off to contribute. Because, in order to get a clean society, we have to educate people. So if if we allow these educational institutions to perish, then what will happen?
Well, Mr. Led, I would like to, ask a question that we ask most of our guests doing similar, humanitarian support to people outside. When they talk about their organization or their foundation, we ask them, where does these funds come from? At the end of the time, we need accountability in this country. So, some will tell you, okay, from individual support, they gather it and we help people. So where does all these funds come from?
Well, like I said in the beginning, it's the philanthropic arm of the Q group of companies. So, the foundation was created almost 10 years ago through the contribution of its members and with the support of the Q group of foundations. So all the funds we get are from local sources, mainly from the Q group of companies. Yes.
Exactly.
So
yes,
in terms of your social social corporate responsibilities, you mentioned that you contribute a lot in terms of education, philanthropic work, but also this year, from January to December, we have come to the end of the year, refreshed people's minds as to some of the intervention areas that the Q Group Foundation have been doing.
Well, one of the most prominent ones is that we have this scholarship to the University of the Gambia for 10 STEM students. We sponsor both their tuition, give them free internet for 4 years, of course, on condition that they do well, they at least have a B rating. We also give them laptop computers, and in fact, we are just about to do the third batch. So it means that we already have 20 students in the University of Gambia, which we are sponsoring, full sponsorship. As I said in the beginning, we come into the next 10. And this normally covers the whole Gambia. We ensure that, I mean, at least every region of the Gambia get 1 or 2 students from them. And we look at the underprivileged ones who have done well, and we go through that. Some of the other things we've done is that we've sponsored recently, just in October, we had the breast cancer thing, which was done by the 3G Foundation, and we sponsored them with over almost $300,000 to ensure that most of their requirements are met, if not all, because it covers, testing for cervical cancer as well as breast cancer. And I think, in fact, this is the third time. This is the third year we've been sponsoring them. We've also involved ourselves in projects such as a community in badly need of water distribution. Where, a community has already had some boreholes where the distribution issue was a problem. So we intervened. Regarding education, particularly, we've been doing a lot because we've sponsored a lot of other private individuals.
Yeah. So, do you have intention to go into other areas as well? You've mentioned education. You've mentioned, disaster. Do you have any other thing in mind that you would like to support in the future?
Well, at the moment, we're concentrating on these 4 intervention areas, which are, disaster, education, health, and entrepreneurship. With entrepreneurship, we've also been very supportive of, the GCCI. The last time they had this award ceremony for women, and we also sponsored that. We've also given sewing machines to, needy students and so on.
So in terms of innovation, we know that the Q Group Foundation leads. Every year you come up with something different. Come 2024, what is the Q Group Foundation going to do differently?
Differently? Well, like you rightly said, we always try to innovate. And most of the time we want to surprise, the society, the company, our customers, because we are looking at the country as ours. Like, QCell has said, we are here we want ownership to belong to our customers and to us all. So, in 2024, we've been surveying things, and we will ensure that our point of intervention would be one of the most relevant ones. Yes.
Well,
I know many people will have this misconception that, okay, it's the Q Group, they have all it takes, it's the Q Group of companies, the foundation has money, they have all it takes to change the lives of millions of people in the Gambia. In terms of challenges, what are your challenges? Because people think the notion is Q Group, that amuñ ben challenge, they have all it takes.
Well, really, there is no institution without challenges. The Q Group of Foundation is an NGO, and it has all the best of intentions, but it has also financial limitations. So we just try to make sure that we put it in the right place. Okay. We finance the right, we make the right intervention, finance the right project, and the like. As far as challenges are concerned, it's uniform to all foundations. Is that people want more than you can give. But most of the time, it is best to give to the most needy.
True.
So we concentrate on that, and we make sure that we do our homework before we do anything.
Yeah. All right. Mr. Le, thank you very much for coming on this platform. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And we'll be following some of the activities of the Q Group Foundation. You know, then I hope we will do this again another time.
Thank you too.
Yes.
And it's a pleasure to come to this program.
Yes, thank you very much. Now, viewers, we'll take a short break. After the break, we will be talking to Dr. Lamin Diba from the National Agricultural Research Institute. We'll be talking about some of their projects. As you know, NARI, they are doing a lot when it comes to agricultural research in the Gambia. So it's important for us to delve into that and look at some of the things that they've been doing and, you know, what are some of their current projects. We'll be right back.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell brings you the future with our ultimate bundles. Enjoy the best voice and data bundle plans in one package. Get unlimited data packages with flexible validity and enjoy what true internet feels like. Get 30 minutes of on-net and off-net calls with 5 gigabytes of data for just $350. Or get bigger bundle packages from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes with over 100 on-net and off-net voice calls and enjoy the fastest internet speed in the Gambia. You can also buy 1-day, 3-day or even 7-day packages and enjoy unlimited data bundles with uncapped speeds. Just dial *343# today and experience the limitless capabilities of the QCell network. *343# should be your favorite code to dial now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, we innovate, others follow.
QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Abalde. I'm joined by Jules Denjai. Jules Denjai? Guy Denjai. Yeah, so let's talk about climate smart agriculture. We have Dr. Lamin Diba from the National Agricultural Research Institute, NARI. Yes, so Doctor, you are welcome on this program.
Well, thank you, Ibrahim. Thanks for having me.
Yes.
It's good to see you again.
Yes, I mean, you have a lot of terms, agricultural, smart agriculture, technology, you know. So take us through this, please.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I think we all know that climate change is currently a burning issue. So there is no doubt that climate change is taking place. And if you look at the continent of Africa, it's like we are the hardest hit. But now, what are some of the things that we can be able to put on the table to be able to address climate change issues? So that's where we are looking at. Because if you want to address climate change issues, there are steps that you can be able to take. One of them is to mitigate the effect of climate change. But how many African nations can be able to mitigate climate change? Because it will require a lot of resources, which some of us are not in a position to be able to provide. Because mitigating climate change means we do away with fossil fuels. So if you ask Gambia to change all the vehicles to electronic vehicles, that's going to be a serious issue for us. So we don't have the finance to be able to do that. So the other option is to try to build resilience to climate change or to adapt to the effects of climate change. So climate smart agriculture is looking at those two different directions, to build resilience and also adapt our farming systems to climate change. So what is it all about? Because if you want to practice climate smart agriculture, you're forced to know what climate hazards are actually hitting your particular place. For instance, if drought is your main challenge, to be climate smart, you have to make sure that the crops that you are coming up with are resistant or tolerant to drought. But if at all, on the other hand, you are facing flood problem, so you can be able to come up with crops that you know are flood tolerant. So in that way, you can be able to adapt to it. But on the other hand also, if at all, maybe salt intrusion is what you know you are facing, because like we all know the river Gambia, due to climate change now, the river water is moving upstream. So that's another challenge. So what can one do to be able to adapt agriculture to climate change using CSA approaches, using climate smart approaches, is to come up with salt tolerant varieties. So in short, is to bring things which you know you fortify your agricultural system with, those that you know if the effect of climate change has to hit you, then you still will be able to survive. So in short, that's what you know climate smart agriculture is all about, to adapt your agricultural system to the hazardous effects so that you can be able to survive it.
So you mentioned a lot in terms of climate smart agriculture. So what specifically is NARI really looking at? Because when you talk about the effect of climate change and smart agriculture is broad. We have seen other African countries who are really having soil-less agriculture. We have seen those countries, they are coming up with that. But in this specific project, what are you really looking at specifically?
This particular project that we're talking about, this is a project which we call the CADEP Expeller 4. It's not a project that is entirely implemented by NARI. NARI is just one of the National Research Agriculture that is part of it. But the overall coordinating body is CORAF, which is the West and the Central Africa Council for Agricultural Research. So that's the one that is coordinating all the activities of this particular project, and its activities are in 23 countries. So what they are doing is to build, to strengthen the Agricultural Research Institute, and NARI is one of those institutions, so that we can be able to respond to climate change issues. So how do we respond to them? To help build our capacity to come up with, let's say, the right crops which our farmers are looking for, so that we can be able to channel that to the farming systems and be able to help them to adapt to climate change. So that's what this particular project is doing for 23 countries in West and Central Africa.
So NARI, have you already done any research in that effect, and what does your findings say?
Well, we have been doing a lot when it comes to climate smart agriculture, because there was a project here which was coordinated by FAO. It's a GEF-funded project, which NARI was also part. And in that particular project, I think we were able to roll out many climate smart varieties. And in that, cassava, is a variety which, is very much drought tolerant. And we are able to roll out many cassava varieties through that particular project. And some of them, if you look at the yield, which, those cassavas are producing, it's very impressive. Because our local varieties, some of them are just producing a little bit below 20 tons. But if you look at this type of variety, which we are able to push through that particular project, some of them are going up to 56 tons.
Wow.
Because even if you look at the tubers, they are huge, very big ones.
But is it readily available to
of
the
course,
local
of
farmers?
course, of course, it's available.
And who are the beneficiaries of this project?
It's the Gambian, especially those in the north, because we implemented the activities in the North Bank region, CRR North and URR North.
So specifically, you're looking at cassava, right?
Not
now?
only cassava,
and
because
what?
sweet potato is also part of it, and also cowpea.
Okay.
We also look at those that are very drought tolerant, and even rice, those that are salt tolerant, and even Finde was also part of it, because now. In the past, people used to cultivate Finde a lot.
A lot of it,
but now it's going down. So through that project, we were able to bring it back. But we also face some challenges, That's why still now we could not roll it out the way we want it to be. Because Findi, you can do everything, but the most difficult part of it, when it comes to the holding of Findi, that's very stressful, and we do not have the necessary equipment to be able to do that. So that was the challenge that we face.
So when will this project phase out, and how many people or beneficiaries are you targeting?
Well, for the FAO funded one, that one has already phased out. But the CADEP X-Field 4 that I'm talking about, the one that is training researchers across these 23 countries to build our capacity to be able to address climate change issues, that is still ongoing. It started in October 2020 and it's going to roll out till 2025. And this is a continental project. It's across the length and breadth of Africa.
Well, I mean, what are some other projects that NARI is involved in? You know, sensitizing farmers, you know, getting deep into the rural area and talking to farmers. What are some of these projects?
Well, you know, fertilizer is an issue, a big issue. So one of our current projects is to look at how we can be able to address the issue of fertilizers. So we're currently conducting a fertilizer trial in CRR North and CRR South, looking at different types of fertilizers which, you know, are not available to the doorsteps of our farmers. So this is a collaborative activity between NARI and OCP Senegal. So what we are looking at here, so we're testing these fertilizers on 2 different types of crops, rice and groundnut. So these are key crops in the Gambia. There is no way we can be able to do away with these 2 types of crops as a country. So for rice, our farmers are using to apply NPK, which is 15-15.
I almost said NPP.
NPK 15-15. So that's the quantity of the fertilizers, 15% of each. So they are used to getting these fertilizers, a combination. You cannot, there's no way you can be able to separate it. But it could be that maybe you don't need the nitrogen, phosphorus and the potassium, the combination of all that. Maybe if you do research, only maybe your field needs only nitrogen, or it needs only potassium, or it only need phosphorus. So this trial that we are doing, we are now separating these 3 elements to come up with potassium chloride, which is mainly the phosphorus part, the triple superphosphate, which is the phosphorus part of it. Then potassium chloride, which is the other element.
Now you're even confusing me. I don't know what about the viewers. Can you break it down, please?
So that's what I'm trying to come up, so that you can be able to understand where I'm trying to drive at. Because, you know, I said it's nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. So we are now trying to separate these elements. Because maybe the farmer only needs potassium in his or her farm.
That's chemistry, you know.
But only potassium is what the farmer needs. That's what the crops need. So why using a combination
both of them
of three types of fertilizer? Why don't you just supply? Why don't you just supply the farmer the type of fertilizer which he or she needs? So that's the research we are doing to see if you separate the applications of this fertilizer, whether the crop will be able to respond to our satisfaction.
Okay.
Yeah. So currently the results that we are seeing are really impressive. So we are doing this for rice and also doing it for groundnut. Because if you look at groundnut is not a crop that really needs nitrogen. But some farmers don't know this. Some farmers will go and then use even NPK 15-15 and apply it on the groundnut. So if you do that, what you'll be able to get is you'll have a lot of leaves. We're not saying leaf is not good. So your groundnut will be very leafy. But the pods, which you know most people are looking for, that will be completely absent. Or you'll have it in small quantity. And that's not, you know, the aim. Yeah, but
so
by doing such research, you can be able to identify the right elements which, you know, groundnut needs. For instance, a crop which, you know, needs a lot of phosphorus. So if you are able to bring a fertilizer like triple superphosphate, which is mainly phosphorus, then if you are not, maybe your financial situation is not up to that of the big men, you can be able to buy only phosphorus. And then apply that on your groundnut. and yet still you'll be able to have, you know, the yield, which, you know, even if you use the combination of these 3 types of fertilizer, NP and K, you can be able to get the yields that you are looking for. So that's a research that is currently going on.
There is one thing to conduct research, but is another for people to understand your research and to be able to apply it. If you conduct this research and you did not build the capacities of farmers, you did not create awareness creation for the farmers, it's like pointless. The research is already there, but people, the farmers, will not be able to apply it. What are you doing in that data? Yeah.
Capacity building, I think it's a routine activity of our research institute. You know, we have the financial constraints, but if whenever we're able to gather some little funding, we have to make sure that farmers practice good agronomic practices so that you can be able to close the gap between the potential and the actual yield. Because normally at research station, because we will apply all the recommendations. So if you apply all the recommendations, then you will see that the yield of the crop would be very high. But when it goes to the farmers, because some of them are not applying all these good agronomic practices, then the yield that, you know, is observed at the farmer level is very low. So that's why this training has to be going each and every year when funds are provided, when we have access to funds. So we do it frequently so that farmers can be able to close that gap. Because if we say this particular crop can be able to hit 5 tons per hectare, that could be the potential. But if you don't do the needful, you may be able to get far less than that. So it's the training that helps us to close that gap. And that is part of our activities. We cannot leave that behind. So that our farmers can be able to produce, you know, what, you know, can be able to feed this nation.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Dr. Lamin Diba, for coming on this program. Although the terms that you mentioned, I mean, some of them I cannot even understand. You know, a lot of technical terms when it comes to the job that you do, but it's important for farmers to know. And we are hoping, I mean, we will find more solutions to the problems that we are facing when it comes to our agricultural sector. You know, what about the aflatoxin, the groundnut?
Well, aflatoxin, you know, groundnut is our main cash crop. And as a country, we cannot do away with it in any way. So for aflatoxin research, what we are doing, we are collaborating with ECRISAT, which is an international center to help us with varieties that, you know, are a bit tolerant to aflatoxin. Because that's what we can do for now. Because aflatoxin also has to do with management. So that's why farmers need to be aware. If you cultivate groundnut, the way you harvest it, the way you pack it matters. So if you don't do it properly, then there will be a lot of moisture within your ground. And this creates a favorable environment for this particular pathogen called the aspergillus flavus to be able to penetrate your groundnut. So even if you have a tolerant variety, you have to make sure that these good post-harvest practices, you also adhere to that. So at NARI level, what we can do is to get in the varieties that, you know,
that are
tolerant.
Yes.
And then get that to the farming system. But the management practice, the farmer also have to help in that aspect. So these two things need to go together.
They go together.
Yeah, to be able to fight.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Diba, for coming. We appreciate it, and I hope we will contact you again, you know, for more engagement, inshallah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so viewers, will take a short break. After the break, then we will be talking to Churchill Balde on the Click segment. I mean, we will be right back.
To the Espas Motors showroom for your luxurious name brand vehicle. Located along the Bertil Harding Highway, Espas Motors is the Gambia's authorized dealer for Chery, Kia, Ford, and now we bring you the new Peugeot model 3008 SUV. 18-inch alloy wheels, 216 inches high ground clearance, keyless entry system, start and stop button, rear parking assistance system, reverse camera, adaptive cruise control with speed limit, LED daytime running lights, front and side airbags, 8-inch HD touchscreen. Not to forget our exquisite Peugeot Landtrek double cabin pickup with 2.1-liter diesel engine, 6-speed manual transmission 4x4, hill descent control, LED daytime running lights. Espas Motors, the authorized dealer for Peugeot. Visit us today or call us on 35 22 22 2 or 353-4444.
Looking for the perfect place to promote your product or place your advert? Look no further than QTV. We are the premier destination for businesses looking to connect with Gambian audiences and beyond. At QTV, we offer a variety of advertising solutions to suit your needs and budget. With our diverse range of programming, you can be sure that your ad will reach a broad and engaged audience. From our popular news broadcast to our exciting music and entertainment programming, QTV has something for everyone. QTV, the premier destination for advertising in the Gambia. Contact us today and let us help you reach your audience. Banking the smart way with the new Ajib Bank mobile app. Transfer money to any bank account in the Gambia. Top up airtime for all networks. Pay utility bills. Check your account balance and view mini statements. Request for ATM cards. Request for checkbooks and more in a single touch. So, do your banking in a smart way. Do your banking now with Ajib Bank mobile app. Every time is banking time. Ajib Bank, your investment partner. You asked for it, and QCell is giving it to you with our new and improved Sunyu Bundle Mega Promo. Now you can get more data at cheaper prices. Buy any of our bundle packages and enjoy massive discounts. Dial *303# and enjoy browsing on the network with the biggest coverage. Buy a 20 megabytes data bundle for as low as $7 and 50 bottles today, or purchase bigger bundles up to 20 gigabytes. Yes, that's right, 20 gigabytes of data at your fingertips. With our mega promo bundles, you can browse more, chat longer, and stay connected on the go, anytime, anywhere. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell. We innovate. Others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Technology has always been at the forefront of our lives, and the way we use it has evolved drastically over the years. With the advent of 5G internet, we are entering a new era of technological innovation that promises to transform the way we live, work, and play. 5G internet is capable of providing data speeds up to 100 times faster than 4G, making it the ideal solution for streaming high-quality videos, playing online games, and downloading large files on the go. 5G internet is already transforming cities across the globe, powering smart cities, self-driving cars, and virtual reality experiences that were once thought impossible. 5G internet is also paving the way for Internet of Things, allowing for seamless connectivity between devices and the creation of a truly connected world. For the first time in the Gambia, QCell is bringing tomorrow's technology to you today with the launch of QCell 5G Internet. Get ready to experience the out-of-this-world wonders of QCell's 5G Internet. For more information, call 111. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Q Money is back again with an offer of a lifetime. You can now buy Sunyu Bundle data packages directly from your Q Money wallet for half the price. Get all Sunyu Bundle packages from 20 megabytes to 20 gigabytes and enjoy the biggest internet data discount in the market. Just dial *323# now. Choose option 4 and start buying your favorite Sunyu Bundle package half the price only with Q Money. Pay less and stay connected with the most reliable internet service in the Gambia. For more information, call 133 Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply. This is QTV This Morning. Now to the last segment of the program. That's the click segment with my brother Churchill Balde. Churchill, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Side
by side today.
It's good to have you here, the Baldes.
Like always, the Baldes.
Yeah.
Today we're here to conduct the click segment together.
Yeah, definitely.
The Baldes Square.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Anyways, good morning from wherever you're watching us from. It's your man right here, Churchill Balde, and today we have special guests in the studio. 2 different individuals from 2 different institutions coming together to organize an event. So we'll allow them to introduce themselves. Good morning.
Good morning, Gambia. My name is Ida Jeng, founder of Ideas Creative and Innovative and the event organizer.
Good morning, viewers. I am Our Boy. I'm from the Association of Gambia Albinos, the Secretary General.
Nice. It's nice having such a wonderful event for the very first time. Where did the initiative come from?
The initiative, the idea came like 2 years ago.
Okay.
The proposal was written, everything was discussed and the concept, but we couldn't hold it. Up to this year, we said, this year we have to hold. Even if we have to squeeze water out of stone, we'll make sure we hold the first edition of this very unique initiative.
True.
Because we've realized that every time people have been talking about albinism, discrimination in the world, we said, why don't we take a turning point this time around? Let's try to showcase the beautiful side of albinism that people have never known about.
True.
Let's try to empower them more and include them more in our activities. So this is what motivated us to come up with this initiative.
Yeah, and even they themselves don't feel included when it comes to activities like this. So this is wonderful to have this. But when this initiative came about, how did the people react or receive this initiative?
Actually, when I started the initiative, I discussed with one of my friends. He's a journalist. He was like, he's doing his PhD. He was like, you're this small head. I don't know how you always think. So when that was 2 years ago.
Okay.
So later I couldn't hold. So I decided to discuss with the president, that is Jibairu Jane, about this entire initiative. He welcomed the idea, but he's too busy. So he decided to say that he would give me one of his vice number. For 2 years, I've been following this number.
Wow.
So until this year, when I saw him one day around the youth council, I just pressed him, come this time around, we are ready, yes, we have to hold this.
So let's talk to Awa here. Awa, how do you receive this initiative?
Thank you very much. This initiative, as Ida rightly mentioned, it was since 2 years back. She had this in mind. So she spoke to the president, that's Jibairu Jane.
Okay.
But later Jibairu Jane told me about this. He told me about this idea and we really appreciate it. Until this year, as Ida mentioned, she met with Jibairu and said that we have to go with this.
True.
Either we lose or we gain, but we must do this as a start. So we definitely welcome the ideas as persons with albinism, since this is the first time. And we have seen the mindsets of people towards persons with albinism. We definitely welcome the ideas. So we started working about this.
Nice. Yeah. Let's talk about the preparation. How prepared are you? And I would like both you and Ida here to answer this question.
Yeah, for the preparation, right now we are still on it, as the day is just at the corner. It's tomorrow, inshallah. By 4 o'clock we will start the event.
Okay.
So we have gone a long way. We have distributed some letters and invitation cards for people, and we have been selling tickets for the event.
And how is the sales?
Thank God. It's going fine, but as it has started, we must we must go by little. Yeah, it's not easy now. Definitely, it's not easy.
Right.
Yeah.
So
we have been training our contestants all these weeks since 3 weeks back. They were training. Even right now, they are on their training for rehearsal for tomorrow's event. Yeah.
So that's the preparation from your ends. Ida, how about your ends? How prepared are you, knowing that this is the first time such an event is about to happen in this country?
Like I said, the event is unique for the first time in the Gambia, although it has happened in other countries, but it is happening for the first time in the Gambia. So preparation have gone far right now. We've consulted some of these institutions, and we are happy to say some institutions are coming on board. They're buying tickets.
Nice.
Yes, they're really patronizing, and we have some individuals, private business that offering their support, although even though not in cash but in kind, they're giving us little support, really. So it's going well, and everyone wants to, they are curious to come and see what is going to happen tomorrow at the event. Everybody's asking, yes, I have to attend this event. I I really have to attend this event because they are really curious and they want to know what's really going to be there, what is going to happen at the event tomorrow. So everyone's like prepared. Some will even send me message, where do I get the ticket? I was like, I'll just give them a number or location where they can go and buy their tickets. And many people have confirmed. We've also distributed some invitations to some institutions head and some of them personal individuals, and they've confirmed that they're going to attend in terms of even government dignitaries as well, and some government officials, senior officials, they've all confirmed that they're going to attend.
Let me engage you on the longevity. This is the first time this is happening, and sometimes initiatives kind of die down somewhere along the way. What is your formula for longevity? How do you want to see, or how do you plan to grow regarding this initiative? Is it something that we'll be seeing yearly, and what is the formula for the longevity?
Actually, it's something that I've been cooking for the past 2 years, like I said. So it's a brand that we're trying to build and develop, and we want to sustain it. We want it to continue annually. We have it annual. Every year we have it bigger and better. So that's the plan. That's why this time around I told them, let's not approach much sponsors. I want us to use our own resources and organize this, make sure the foundation is strong and we can make it annual. Then when the first one is successful, then sponsors can have the confidence to invest in their money to see that it's something that is worth investing in. So that's why this time around we came solely and we put our resources together to make sure this thing happen. So for sustainability purpose, it's something that's going to happen every year, and we even had a theme song for it and everything. So we are trying to build the brand.
Have you been doing pageants before? Because you are beautiful.
Thank you so much. Actually, I've never been into it before, but about some years ago, I've been into modeling with Wakonate and other some of these Gambian and international agencies, and also I've also worked in National Organizing Committee to organize events since 2008 to date, from the NACON to the Roots Festival. I've been part of the organizing committee.
So well, I asked that question on purpose. I mean, I would love to come see my brothers and sisters. I mean, doing it that way, and it's like you said. I mean, it's one of a kind. I mean, it's the first time it's happening in the Gambia. So what are we going to do to decentralize this? I mean, we need people from URR, CRR. We need people from other regions too to be part of it, so that this will inculcate that mind of maybe segregation and marginalizing them. So I think, how are we going to decentralize this next time?
Yeah, that's very true, because we have some people who are interested to participate. Some of them is someone from Basse, I was told, and some from CRR. They really wanted to participate, but because we didn't have enough resources to cater for them, and next year we are planning to reach out to other regions to make it bigger.
So, yes.
So we're told that we are almost approaching, like my brother would say, the dying moments of the program. So what are your final sayings for the program? Because I'm sure you will come in back next time. We will talk
after
about
the event.
After the event, we'll talk about the success.
So
tell us what we're expecting, and then we sign up.
I want to urge everyone to come out and support and really see some amazing things. The uniqueness of persons with albinism. Let's all come out and support them and empower them. And thank you, QTV, for this support. It will really go a long way for promoting this event, also giving us this platform.
Yes, and finally, just in few seconds.
Okay, thank you very much, viewers. Thank you very much, QTV, for inviting us for your Good Morning Show to talk about our event, upcoming event. And we hope that you will come and support and see the beauty.
Yeah, I'll come. Will you be performing? Will you be there?
Yes, I will be there. But
I'll come.
She's the vice president.
Oh, you won't contest. Oh,
she's the vice president.
Okay, all right, Churchill.
Okay,
that's all.
Thank you very much for coming to this platform. It's amazing having you people. So we'll go out there and then support. So before I go, I have to acknowledge my sponsor, Tijania Fashion, for this amazing shirt. They have branches in Serakunda, Caraba Avenue, Banjo. So go out there and grab your latest outfits.
You. Mine is done by Barcelona Fashion. That's the shirt you're saying. It's very comfortable. Until we come here again Monday, have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye.